I was thinking the problem is that, they would talk about racism in this country, racism. That's bullshit. Because maybe we used to be, but with the way things are going now, that's a luxury that we're not afforded. You're not we right now. People aren't able to get together and just have an illegitimate beef with people that don't look like them, and it's just to have it. He doesn't look like me. There you go. So he's that's it. No. We don't have the luxury of having no real reason to get pissed with each other, or to come up with something demeaning, derogatory, dehumanizing. We don't have the luxury of sitting around and playing who gets to run the plantation, who's got to play John Deere, who gets to be the tractor and who gets to be the farm owner. We don't even have time for that shit. We don't have time for that. Where's an N word for whites? Where's the N word for whites? Still waiting on that my entire life. I'd love for us to get back to that and to have, the economy and the women like out of positions of operating machinery or mobiles of any kind, or put them back in the kitchen. All right. And, or the laundry room, get, confiscate their webcams. You overdid it, ladies. Feminism, we came a long way from burning bras. But the problem is they talk about racism, and the thing is we don't have time. Right now things cost too much money. And between costing too much money, the debt that people have amassed, the just no light at the end of the tunnel, it's just, we know it's the end. We know it's the end. When no one wants to admit it. We don't want we don't have time to be racist. We cannot afford to do it. I'm sure I would love to be right. I would love to get to have the opportunity to go, you know what? I don't have any real legitimate problems with people. And you know what? So I'm going to just generate problems with them without any real logical basis on just, immutable qualities such as their skin color. His nose is too wide. And just, I'm going Hotel Rwanda, and just call it, and it's like, why? And it's like, why are you doing this? Because everything else is fine. And so we just, everything's fine. No one's burning anything down or robbing or stealing. There's nobody out there raping. There's people showing up to work. People are paying their bills. People are watching their kids. The jails, it's like nobody, they got to close those down. It's looking like public schools after the baby boom is over, and you go, why is there fucking 10 schools in this town? Well, people used to fuck and have kids, and then that's over now. Thanks, Planned Parenthood, or just I don't know, microplastics. I don't know what did it. But the point is, I would love to get back to a place where everybody of all colors, all races, all origins, all shapes of eyes, everything. Everybody gets to be racist, and they can be authentically just hate everybody, that's not them or something, for whatever they choose, for no real reason, but just because it's a thing to do. It's like pick a sport, but that's a luxury. And I don't know, everyone's lost it. We have not been able to do that for a long time. Right now, if you had a problem with anybody who's misbehaving, it's because they're misbehaving. It's not because you don't like them, because I don't even have time. I don't even know what color that motherfucker is. I know that he's screaming and shouting on the fucking subway. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? You smell like shit. Nobody cares. What's going on here? Get him a fucking sombrero and tell somebody he just came there. They'll hook him up and give him a fucking hotel room. What's going on? So I would which when someone's got to pay bills too, and most people came here illegally and they're getting some shit, and then you get upset about that. That's legitimate beef too. We're supposed to have it where it's like, hey, there's no reason to, have disdain towards, XYZ people. What do they do to you? But now it's like everyone's like, well, you know what? There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems. And it's like, I would love to be able to get, just have ill will with no legitimate basis. Just it's like, why? Because I'm fucking racist. And I'll put on a bed sheet or something. They should. Nazis had better uniforms, and maybe they just tried to bite off more than they could chew. They're trying to take over the whole fucking world. Maybe if the Klan had done something better with, their vestiges, a little better sell. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, looks like you guys lost for a fucking toga party. Why is the thing on your head? It just didn't really, then they're ripping off like the fucking, the Catholics and Orthodox fucking, all these funny, silly fucking hats and shit. Like, what is this crap? What is this shit? So that wasn't good. That wasn't going to work. So I'm thinking, I would love to get a place to where we could go, like, what are we going to do? If the Klan, if people are like, yeah, we agree with you, the uniforms, whatever you want to call them, weren't they good? Not a selling point. Kind of makes it a hard sell. You go, that? I'll walk around like a fucking retarded ghost? I don't know, man. We were like the Nazis was a lot sharper. It looked like maybe something not like that. Like that seems a lot of work. They gotta keep the uniform. Something a little more relaxed, like sweats, like sweatpants, like a gym, like a jogging, tracksuits, fucking tracksuits. There you go. Well, we have some fucking nice tracksuits. A tracksuit thing, and it could, but the problem is we're not able to do it because right now if you're gonna be like, well, I have a problem with you people. And I'm going to tell you why. It's like, you'll have a whole, because here's an old news story. All this happened. Here's a police report. Here's the, I mean, you could go on for, you're supposed to have, well, you have no real reason. And then that's, so racism, it's not. People have legitimate beefs. People don't want to behave. Fucking behave. Behave. Everybody knows what's going on. Come on. I mean, nobody cares anyway, too. So who cares? Karen, the white lady with a college degree, no one gives a shit. So, like a fucking statue of a bitch in New York City. There's a black bitch overweight statue in there. What the fuck is that? What is it about diabetes? Testament diabetes and unmarriability? What the fuck? What the fuck? It's just, hey, how's it with Victoria's Secret? People want to buy that shit when they're, having fat motherfuckers and trannies on it. Nobody wants that. It didn't work out. So, at the end of the day, let's ask kids at the front lines, are the guys who could fucking, you throw a ball, you could make a touchdown. Oh, you're still getting laid? That shit's still working? So, being a fag and, being useless and, if you want to go get, a government payout, for a lot of people, no real justifiable reason, then you join the military and you get a fucking VA claim. And you don't get hurt, don't get real hurt. You just get, I'm out, hurt, and get a VA claim. You do that. You serve this country. You just fucking do it fucking because you could get away with it. We're giving that shit to people coming over here. What the fuck? As if we don't have shitty people. Because we don't have shitty people in this country. We don't encourage it. So my point is, I would love to have everyone get this shit together, have us all get organized together, so that like we don't have legitimate abuse. There's such a landslide in this fucking on the scoreboard of these race wars going on right now. I want ones where it's not a race war of well, I'm not racist. I'm just reading the report. I'm just watching it. I see a pattern. I would be like, I want it to be where it's like, I want to see a pattern. I want to say this, but I don't have any reason. Can I come up with a nexus? That's racism. Can't we get there? The summer's here. Summer's coming up. Don't people want to maybe get back to the good old days, the basics, everybody was doing better back in the day. So why not? You and then you redo the civil rights thing, because everyone will go, I was there, I marched there. Joe Biden, everybody else marched there. So fucking wake up at Martin Luther King, redo it, do it again. That's what they do with all fucking movies and music. Just redo it. Just redo it. Every kid would love it. The kids would love it. Where's Kent State? Shoot some fucking kids. Have a band sing a song about it. The kid's dead in Ohio. Fucking how's Vietnam doing? What are we doing with tariffs for them? Fuck it, we're going back to Vietnam. We haven't gone back there. Vietnam number 2. What are the Rolling Stones doing? Tell them to fucking paint it black again. We need, we could do all that, and we could actually get back to where things are squared away enough where we could get, it's like, I don't have any problem, so I'm gonna generate a problem. We could do that. I think we could do that. But we have to just get nothing squared away first. Like, do our homework, and then we can go and just be genuinely racist. But like right now, nobody can. They're like, if I have a ill will for no reason, I wouldn't know, because there's tons of reasons. So, the thing was, there's supposed to be no real reason, but there's plenty of reasons. So, that doesn't work. It's different. You're like, what, why? Well, I don't like being wet. And you're like, so why don't you like walking in the rain? You're like, well, I don't like being wet. Maybe, I don't know where I'm going with that. Because I don't, I just don't go outside. Maybe you don't go for a walk when it's raining. Maybe that would make sense. Maybe pay for it. Maybe is that your car? Then maybe don't get into it. Listen, I don't think they've opened up any more than what basketball and rap music, and that's just getting smaller anyway. So I think, fucking read, show up to class, pull up your pants, stop, just fucking behave, because, and then what we could do is we could do it all over again, and everybody gets their chance. They could march it, fucking whatever, we could do it. Let's do Woodstock again. That worked out great when they tried redoing it. It was the Summer of Love. I just think, any thoughts on this? Any thoughts about, do we have the opportunity? Are we afforded even the room to actually get racist? Or do we just, it's like, no, because there's legitimate beefs. You go, hey, fucking behave. I would love for you to behave and me to have ill will towards you. It's like, they didn't do anything wrong. It only happens actually to me if I'm going to park in, it's like a little Chinatown area in Brooklyn, and I can't find parking. And I just start getting really, complaining in every possible angle about Asian people. But then also at the same time, I go, What did they do to me? They didn't do anything. So their fault there's no parking here. It's like, no, they're just, it's like when you just hit something gets in your way. It's like, well, they're just everywhere. And I can't find parking. So, right now I'm driving Gran Torino and I'm fucking, I'm pissed and I'm like, get the fuck off my lawn. But it doesn't really, that wouldn't really come with a uniform in a group because I go, what are these people doing? I don't have a problem with them. I just can't find parking. And then it's like, well, yeah, but that's who's around, so you're just gonna yell at them. I know it. It's so awareness. Awareness is key. Awareness probably would end a lot of things that are bad ideas. You're like, well, I'm not gonna get up. What the Asians in Brooklyn, what they did to me? Nothing. And I just couldn't find parking, but I saw a bunch of people around. What? Now that's fun. So I guess that's when I got to, that's getting to, do it. So I want other people to have that feeling. I want other people to have where there's no reason why you're saying a slur. You're driving your car, you're saying a slur, and you're just going off on it. Like you're fucking, like as if you were in the Korean War. But you weren't. So you have no fucking problem with it. And it's just because you can't find parking and that's just the only targets around. That's fun, and you get to really think about it. You go, do I probably go, no, I don't probably. You actually, I like them. They're good. Just, there's no parking here. It's more like a city planning problem. Definitely not their fault. But when are we given the chance to do that anymore? Can we just go a day without being a problem, so that people could be like, if I have a problem with these people today, wow, am I racist? I mean, what have they done? You'd be like, okay, well, what city do you want to look in? What city do you want to look at? Sure, they did something there. Can't make this shit up, man.